Pastor Kurt from Bayside is in the house. This is cool. We have a guest on our Facebook Live.
It's pretty awesome. However, I got to say I'm a little disappointed because I think Ann was telling us, who works at the station, that we might going to get Pastor Andrew. And I love Pastor Andrew. He's awesome.
Here we go.
I'm not
Matt,
saying
we can't see
you're
you.
all right. You're decent. But I'm just saying Pastor Andrew.
Do you want me to do? Do you want me to do?
Can you do an Irish accent?
Of course I can.
Is it Irish or Scottish?
It's Irish.
Scooch over a little bit
This
more,
is Pastor
Matthew.
Andrew coming to you from Bayside, Granite Bay, and this accent, everyone. This accent. This is what we're going to be sounding like in heaven.
Oh, he has.
It's
right.
so good.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty good. Not bad.
I just can't seem to get Matt on the camera. If you can
Yeah,
tell, this is live.
Matt.
It's all right.
Okay,
Don't worry.
I changed my
There it
microphone
goes.
like it would get Matt on the camera.
We got to get you over there. Okay, he's camera shy today. All right, well, we thought we'd have some fun with you first because I know
All right.
if you don't mind, we really want to know
Let's go.
some things about
Let's have
Pastor
some fun.
Kurt. Okay, the first thing we really want to know is what is the craziest Christmas mishap or memory that you've ever experienced?
Well,
with your
I was
family?
telling Bayside Granite Bay about this last week. And first of all, I could never say just one because my mom was a Christmas devotee. But the one I told the church last week is every Christmas my mom would lie to us. So it's kind of controversial, but I will say this, and don't send emails. Great parenting involves lying to your children. And so if your kid says, I want it, I gotta have it, and you say, we'll see, that's a lie. You're saying no, we'll see is no. So my mom would sit us down first week of December and she'd say, we didn't do well financially. There'll be no Christmas gift this year. None. No Christmas. I don't want you to be disappointed. And by the way, you've all been naughty. And the secret to a great lie is it contains truth. And it was true. There were 7 of us, and we were not well-behaved children. And every year I would come down the stairs on Christmas morning thinking, this is the year. Oh no, there's no Christmas.
Christmas.
And it would be a cornucopia. It'd be so. I mean, she was probably maxing out our credit cards. Sorry, Larry Burkett. But I mean, and it would be so much more than you expected, and so much more that you deserved, and it was beautiful and funny and a little cruel. And I'm still hurt by it, Mom, but it was great.
And then you pass on that tradition with your kids, right?
100%.
Think of it, kids. There is not going to be any
100%.
Christmas. Sorry.
Every year, 100%. They know all of Mary's tricks, so it's a little harder on them.
When my wife was little, her favorite all-time Christmas gift was a Teddy Ruxpin. Do you remember the Teddy Ruxpin?
It's a little creepy, actually. It's a little creepy. Steven
that.
Spielberg made a robot movie once
That's
with like
true.
a creepy nightmare Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah, I don't need talking animals in my house.
But what was your favorite Christmas gift growing up? You
this
had
is
to have
gonna be so
something that you
vulnerable.
just
This
loved.
is going to be so vulnerable.
Maybe it was a Cabbage Patch doll
This is
like
gonna be so
Amanda.
vulnerable.
Mine.
Okay, first of all, it would probably be the Lifelike Hair and Beard G.I. Joe, the 7-inch one, not the tiny ones. But my brothers would.
We are live.
This
There
is
you
awesome.
go.
So my mom would buy us the Lifelike Hair and Beard G.I. Joe, right? And then she'd buy like, the camo gear and the scuba diving gear with it. And my brothers, who are older than me, then would after Christmas would say, let's trade. We'll trade. They would trade. And they say, you don't need that. You need this. And after all the trading with my older brothers, I'll call them Carrie, Chris, and Craig because that's their names. And I hope you're watching. And after it was over, I wouldn't have any hand grenades or cool knives or scuba gear. I would have all G.I. Joe pants. And they would fool me as the young one and trade for all the cool stuff. And I would end up with like 20 pairs of G.I. Joe pants.
Oh,
Still a little
I'm
bitter
sorry. You
about
seem a
that.
little bitter. So now you know what to get Kurt for Christmas if
That's right.
anybody's watching.
That's
He
right.
wants the 6-inch size G.I. Joe doll.
Vintage
Lifelike Hair and
G.I.
Beard.
Joe.
Do they even sell those?
I don't think they do. They have that one hand that's like that and the other hand that's like this.
Can you
Somewhere.
imagine, though, if somebody came through for Kurt this Christmas? He would be crying.
I
And we
probably
could do
would.
it during the
You probably
service,
would. I'd be
go up on
cleansed.
stage and present him this
You
G.I.
would, you
Joe.
would for sure make it into a sermon at
That
Bayside.
would be
Somebody's gonna
awesome.
do it. So
I'm
you're
on
gonna-
a mission now. I'm going to make that happen.
Well, I think I have to tell you that I took your advice the other day on something.
All right.
And it was extremely profound
Okay.
on dealing with teenagers. you suggested nachos one time. I can't remember if it was a sermon or an interview that I'd done. I can't remember, but like if you want to get through your teenagers, nachos. And 100%. My son and I, he's in 7th grade, he's 13 years old, and I got him to hang out with me and talk to me over nachos. I was like, because Pastor Kurt said nachos are faith-based for your kids. I am
so encouraged. Here's the thing, especially with adolescents. Christmas is such a fun season for so many of us. It's also a very difficult season, right? It's very intense, both good and bad. And that's really true with adolescents. Right now, we're experiencing an epidemic of mental health crisis. You guys all know this. Anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder through the roof, depression, obsessive compulsive. Here's the thing I tell parents. I said, listen, your number one goal, keep talking. Keep talking. And a lot of times with adolescents, you do a thing called what I call tasks that lead to talking. Tasks that lead to talking. So you're like, let's make some nachos together. If you look at your 7th grade son and go, how'd your day go? Was there anything bad? Don't worry, blah, 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 blah. They're immediately like, my world's already too intense, Mom. But if you look at them and say, hey, how about some nachos? You want to help me make the nachos?
Right.
Don't talk. All of a sudden, then they go, the thing that happened during lunch.
That's cool.
Yep.
And it comes out. And then the secret is, my wife has taught me this. Don't go into Kurt Harlow preacher mode.
Right.
Don't have 3 points in a scripture. Just listen to them.
He's putting
and process it and ask a follow-up question.
Yeah. I know.
That's Amanda, 100%.
It is.
It's hard.
She's got a sermon prepared. Let's go make nachos, and she's got 12 pages of notes.
Well, I've got 3 adolescents at home now, and they would say they even told Matt, "Do you want to hear the speech? Because would you like us to recite Mom's speech?" Because they could tell.
I said to my wife once, I said, first of all, she said, and then what's point 2 and 3? Because I know there's going to be 3 points to this mini lecture you're about to give Pastor Kurt.
But I love that strategy. I think that's helpful to so many parents out there looking for ways to engage with their kids.
Tasks that lead to talking.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great advice.
Nachos work every single time.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Far, it's 100%. So, you did mention that a lot about the mental health crisis with our kids. We know. And that's why I'm so thankful, although Bayside seems to be this safe place that kids can come and play. Was that kind of the idea with the ice rink that you guys are doing?
100%.
Like, hey, anybody can come. I kind of think that's maybe like here at the Fish, we're playing Christmas classics and regular Christmas music too, along with the Christian music, kind of an invite.
Most people are living in what I call an inspiration debt. So they don't even realize it. They've been living in it for so long. They don't even realize that they're living in it. And God says, I want to give you an abundant life. That doesn't mean a trial-free life. That's not what Jesus is saying. He's just saying an inspired life, a life with purpose and meaning. And most of that purpose and meaning comes in relationship. So last year around Christmas time, we were getting all sorts of requests. We were like people going, we want to have live services. We want to be in there. We want to be singing. We need this. Our kids need it. And we have other people going, man, we do not want to have live services. We want online and we want this and we want that. And everyone had different needs. And so we said, what if we did an outdoor thing that if you're like, I'm not worried about it, you're still good with it. I am worried about it, you're still good with it. And everyone could participate. And we thought, maybe some people will like this. So we did the ice skating rink. It went crazy. It went crazy to the point where we had multiple times where helicopters were hovering over our ice skating rink and just checking it out. And so this year we were like, okay, we're in a different season in COVID, a weirder season, but let's do it again and make it even bigger. And the same thing has happened, especially back to the adolescents, giving them some place to socialize so they're not stuck in front of a Zoom call or in their masks all day in a classroom, some place to be normal human beings. And then if they say, man, those people that go to church, they were pretty nice to us for doing this. That's a big win for God. And in our heart and mind, because we love students, is a big win.
That's cool.
So.
Yeah, I've always believed that churches should be like a community center where people come and gather. And not just a place you go on Sunday mornings and then you're gone and you're not part of a community. But it seems like Bayside is really adamant about creating a place that you just don't come to church on Sunday, but a community, like you're building the soccer fields and you have a lot of things going on to invite people in to fellowship and have community, because it's not just about coming to hear Pastor Kurt preach for 45 minutes every Sunday.
Please.
You're great, not as good as Pastor Andrew, but
you.
still it's a place to come and gather as a community. We need stuff like that.
Do you know what I've learned as a teacher, preacher, messages every week? What I've learned is messages don't change people. They can position your heart to change.
Sure.
The truth is very powerful, but unless you do the truth, you're not going to experience the change. And almost always doing the truth means doing the truth with others in relationship. So I could preach my guts out, and if we don't actually go out there and do something about it, you're not going to find that life transformation. So let me just tell one Pastor Andrew. I'll brag on Pastor Andrew for a second, because he's the one really is like, we need to do the football fields. And by football, he means soccer. And I keep telling him, you're here in the US of A, bro.
Right. Adapt.
But come on, Ted Lasso, let's go. So he's checking his kids into school when he first moves here. So he comes from Ireland, he's from Belfast, and all the principals are saying to him, I notice your accent, what are you doing here in Roseville? And he said, we're going to be a pastor at Bayside Church. And to a person, they said some version of this to him. They said, Bayside, that church that does stuff.
Oh, awesome.
Wouldn't that be the greatest reputation?
Good stuff.
Of every believing community had the reputation of the church that does stuff.
Right.
That's all we're trying to do. We're not a perfect church. Far from it. I'm obviously the pastor, so we can't be perfect. But we are wanting to say, we want to try in some measure to give back to people what Christ has given to us. To love as we've been loved, accept as we've been accepted, to just be a gift to people because we've received the gift and it's been by grace. We didn't earn it, deserve it. It's bigger and more unexpected than we could ever imagine. Mm-hmm. Let's just do that back to the community.
So you got the ice skating rink. There's the Christmas light show that follows. And then I took my kids to the Bayside Adventure Lights drive-thru, and they loved it. They're hanging out of the window. There's that awesome Star Wars section, which was really cool.
Awesome.
So that's really awesome.
The beautiful thing about that is it's a family memory you could create. So whether it's you throwing all your roommates in the car or Grandpa and Grandma, they don't want to walk around a ton at the mall and stuff. So from toddler, who's locked down in the car seat, to Grandpa and Grandma, everyone can do it together. And again, the beauty of this is we go, listen, take a baby step. Come to a church campus and drive through our lights. Mm-hmm. Just drive through our lights. And then maybe at some point in your life, you'll go, gosh darn, I need to look into this God thing, or I'm in a bit of a crisis. Who could help me? Now you've already once been on our adventure campus. The chance of you coming back and giving us an opportunity to love on you and help you, and maybe even introduce you to Jesus Christ, goes way, way up.
That's awesome. This is saying, we get questions sometime. Hey, why are you playing different kinds of Christmas music for that same kind of thought? Hey, just welcoming everybody.
100%. Mm-hmm. So, the truth is, we have enough bad news in our world. We have enough discouragement. We've got enough people that have analyzed everything and told us what's going wrong. We would like to be the agents of good news.
Yeah.
Right.
We'd like to be the agents of good news. And we are unashamedly going, listen, we're not going to be Pollyannish about the problems or ignore them, or we're not going to be, shallow. But Jesus Christ has undeservedly come in my life, forgiven my sins, given me purpose, and surrounded me with amazing people. I'm not shutting up about that. And I'm going to actually provide opportunities wherever age or stage you're at, wherever you are in that journey, to experience some of that love and hope in your life. And if we're going to do that through ice skating, great. What did Paul say? I become all things to all people, so that by any possible means. That's a Blue Oaks family Christmas experience. That's a candlelight Christmas service at Bayside. That's a drive-through candlelight. It's what our Folsom campus did when they helped the businesses build outdoor seating during COVID. By any means possible, so that some might come to know Christ.
Awesome. We're so excited about all the stuff you're going to do. So I know it's like, again, they said that's the church that does things. The church that does things.
That's the church that does stuff.
So I'm sure you've got something that you can tell us that you're doing in January.
I mean,
we got New Year plans, right?
100%. Well, everyone wants to get in shape in January. Everyone wants to get fit in January. Yeah. I'm going to be eating a ton of arugula and kale all January long.
That's no fun.
But I tell you, here's a much funner, easier way to get fit, and it's the kind of fitness that really does count.
More fun.
More funner. with extra fun sauce of glory.
And nachos.
And nachos.
Yeah, okay.
And that is, we're going to do a thing called the 30-day challenge. And it's really simple. The 30-day challenge is to start every day for 30 days with God. And so we're providing a devotion. It's really easy to find, BaysideOnline.com. And basically, it takes you about 5 minutes to go through it. You can actually watch a video through our normal devotional thing we already do called Refuel, or you can read the devotional, or you could do a combination of both. So you could do it on your way to work if you're listening to it, or sit down and read the devotional. And we're just going to say, what would happen in 2022 if the first 30 days you started with God? What if you just started knowing that there's a Father in heaven and he loves you and he's committed to giving you your daily bread and he wants to forgive you and he wants you to forgive others and he's going to protect you? Just start with a thought and see how you feel. Because here's my little prediction, and I'm no prophet, but I am predicting that 2022 will also have challenges in it.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going on the record of saying, remember in 2020 when we went, oh, thank goodness it's 2021 and that was a horrible year and 2021 is going to be so much better. Remember that? Remember that foolishness?
I hate that end of the year stuff. And they're like, oh, I'm so done with that year.
No. The truth is, this is life. It's going to be some brokenness. There's going to be some victories and there's going to be some trials. And I just start your day with God. Now, we're doing one other thing, if I can say this one too.
That's it.
We've decided that the best way to respond to all the cultural chaos and all the division in our world is not more blaming, not more criticizing, but more Bible.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about the foo-fitty-foo, exclude people, where, you pull out the $3 theological words every other word, the propitiation of God's inertia in his sovereign epiphany to Eve in the Garden of Eden. I'm talking blocking and tackling truth. Okay, so we're going to do a thing at Bayside starting on January 9th, going through the 13th, Sunday through Thursday, called the Bayside Bible Conference. We're going to do a ton of relevant seminars. The Bible and human sexuality. Can I trust the Bible? Where did we get the Bible? How do I read the Bible for all it's worth? And then on Sunday, so we'll do those seminars before the main session. On Sunday night, we'll start off with the main session. We'll do one every night. Our starting speaker on Sunday night is Francis Chan.
Oh my goodness, I love him.
Yes.
So for people who don't know who Francis Chan is, why is he such a big deal? What do you like about Francis Chan?
He has ginormous hands, and when he preaches, they just feel God coming down. And you know what I love?
So
That's
full of energy. Yeah.
He is so full. Here's what I love about Francis. He's fearless,
right?
But from a kind place. Okay, so there are angry, fearless preachers. You can find a few of those. When Francis comes to Bayside, he's not speaking challenging truth because he feels better than us. He's not speaking challenging truth because it's sensational. He's speaking challenging truth because he loves Jesus and he himself wants to go after God. And so you feel this really great combination of we're just going to actually say what's true to each other, but we're doing it from the position of grace, not from the position of finger pointing or accusation or fault finding. That's a power combo. And Mark Clark, he's another of the teachers going to be there. It's the same thing. This guy is the scholar level. You're going to go in there and your frontal lobe's going to thank you. It's going to say, wow, that was delicious, because his scholarship is great. But he also has a similar, I'm for you enough to tell you what the passage actually says. Megan Fate Marshman's going to be there. She is an amazing Bible teacher who recently, in the last year, suddenly lost her husband.
Oh, no.
Unexpectedly. What she has been through and how God has walked her through that, I guarantee you're going to come out there and go, okay, my child that's got a challenge, my marriage that's got a challenge, my life that's got a challenge. If God can take her through that, God can take me through this. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Of course, Andrew will be there, your favorite.
Oh, thank God.
He'll be there. And
sign me up.
Pastor Ray will be there. Jason Kane, our whole Bayside team is going to be teaching both seminars and main sessions. And we're just going to start, but instead of pointing fingers at people and telling the world what's wrong, we're going to start and go, God, you have full permission to put your truth in my heart and help me grow and get grounded in that truth.
Beautiful. Well said. I'm looking forward to everything we have for our Christmas services. Do we talk about Christmas services too?
You have Christmas services?
There's a few.
What?
I think there's like
Yes. It starts on the 15th.
Is Andrew going to be preaching at the Christmas
He is.
services?
He's going to be preaching
All
about
right.
half of them.
Man, you got me.
Yeah. He'll be preaching. He'll be preaching at the 4 a.m. Service.
You know what, kids? Get up early. Breakfast is provided.
we've got the America's Got Talent folks. Right?
Yes, that's right. So they start on the 15th.
Yeah.
We are doing 1,003,429. No, we're actually right now at the Granite Bay campus. We are scheduled to do 13, but the ticket demand is. People are always like, "Why do you do tickets?" Because we want to make sure you have a seat when you get there. But the demand has been so good, we're likely to add to these. But 10 years ago, I came to Bayside. I started my journey as a co-pastor there 10 years ago. That very first year, they said, we're going to have these kids that dance behind a screen.
I remember.
And I was like, who are these? America's Got Talent. I said, who are these? I went to the dress rehearsal, man. I'm not joking. And I expected it to be, dance recital-y, right? And they're doing some things. I'm like, that's pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, they, with their own dancing, form a manger. And they start telling the Christmas story through their silhouette trademark dancing. And they go from the manger to the cross. We're in a dress rehearsal. It's all these production people they've seen everything. Not a dry eye in the place. You remember?
I remember. Yes, I will never forget. It was my first because I moved to Rockland 10 years ago, just about the same time. It was my first experience at a Christmas service at Bayside too, and I had 3 little kids then, and as a single parent, and I remember I brought all my kids with me. I'm like, all right, we're doing this, guys, and I was bawling in good tears.
Yes,
good tears. I was like, okay, like I'm home, everything's good. I know I just completely interrupted my entire life, but it's going to be okay. It's an incredible. You got to bring your friends to see this.
Two things to bring. Number 1, bring a friend, bring a friend, bring a friend, bring a friend. Number 2, bring waterproof mascara. The waterproof mascara. I'm pointing to you right now. Make sure your whole crew has got their waterproof mascara because it is. There's that old vaudeville saying: "You'll laugh and you'll cry." Something for young and old alike. This is really what we go for. We're like, listen, we want to have an experience for the whole family that opens hearts up. And then half the service is Andrew, half of them me. We're going to just tell them the gospel in the simplest, most straightforward way. And it's amazing how when you tell people that God loves them and will forgive them.
Yeah.
And I heard that there's a possible surprise from a certain performer that does well on the guitar.
Stealing my thunder. You are stealing my thunder.
Come on, dude. I'm in the know.
He knows everything.
I'll give you an update after the show about what else is going on.
I would just say I'll add a third. Okay. Bring a friend, waterproof mascara, button your face down because it might get melted off by a guitar solo.
Wow. Button your face down.
I don't know how to do that.
After the Christmas service, when you want to go out for pie, you'll need that face.
That's right.
So get it buttoned down because there's a chance it might, in a miraculous way, that's a little hint, get melted off.
Yeah.
So
Bayside
Lincoln
Online.
Brewster. Come on, just tell it. Lincoln Brewster, everybody.
The reveal of all reveals.
BaysideOnline.com. We got to tell people where to get on.
BaysideOnline.com. Again, they start on the 15th. You're going to find multiple opportunities for services there. But I would say, please, please, please go now. Get your tickets right now because they go pretty darn fast. And I can ask one last thing, especially now that we revealed.
Well, I want to say one thing. Because in the years past, if let's say tickets sell out, can they still try to can they still show up?
Yes, thank you.
I've done that before.
We always save a block for walk-ups.
Okay.
We always save a block for walk-ups because at the last minute your barber goes, what's the Bayside deal? Come with me. So there's always a block that we save for that. We prefer you plan ahead and get the tickets, but there's always a block for that, and that's really, really well said. They start on the 15th, they end on the 24th, and then there's also services at all of our other campuses as well. So Adventure's having another America's Got Talent singer there who's amazing. Blue Oaks has got an incredible experience. It's called Christmas in the Park for the whole family, and then they've got services, Folsom, Santa Rosa, Orange County, et cetera, et cetera. So based on online, go and check out all of those different opportunities.
Can't wait. Thank you so much. I think we covered it all. The only thing we did not cover, Matt, do you remember what this is?
Nope. Oh, yes. Okay.
Joel,
Matt, what is
did
it?
you hear about
Check this out. Okay, this is not a joke. All right. So there's a plumber, right?
Yes.
And he gets hired to work on a bathroom that's out of order.
I've not heard about this.
The toilet happens to be at Lakewood Church. Okay. So he's working on the toilet. He's got to take out part of the wall because of the project. He takes out part of the wall. Behind the wall is $600,000.
Yeah, I might have.
That Pastor Osteen and his staff somebody had stolen it. One of the staff members had stolen
and hidden it in the wall.
Hid it behind the wall.
7 years ago.
The plumber finds it. The plumber finds it, gets a $20,000 reward.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what our point is of bringing that up, but
I was curious. Has anything ever happened like that? Could there possibly be anything hidden in the Bayside wall?
Hey, facilities, would you go make some holes in the walls?
I'm missing $20.
I could not. I saw that news story today, and I was like, we should ask Pastor Kurt about.
Isn't that amazing?
The walking toilet.
I have thought about this a lot, and here's my thinking. I really have thought about this a lot. I have no idea what to say right now.
I know. I don't. I know you don't.
And my wife will tell you,
that is amazing.
the times I have had no idea what to say, this is probably the second time in my life. I will say this.
Stuff crazy like that, like stuff like that is bound to happen at Bayside.
No. Okay, first of all, this is the thing you have to understand, and I mean this as a compliment to all my Texas friends.
Yes.
Texas is a different and weirder place.
Yes, it is. I've lived in Houston.
They honestly think that they're their own nation and then part of us too, and they'll go be their own nation whenever they want to. So Texans are a little bit different. So when I heard that happen, I was like, that's weird. And I heard it happened in a Texas megachurch, and I'm like, oh, yeah, well. Hi, Texas.
It's an invite for some kind of scavenger hunt at Bayside.
No.
We don't need anyone in the youth group making holes.
Kurt, you're always talking about attracting more people to the church. I'm just saying, somewhere in Bayside, maybe there's some hidden.
I would tell you what's funny about our Granite Bay facility is really true. So when we built it, there was a lot of opposition to building it.
Oh, yeah.
And the first original plan is we're going to have all the offices there with the worship center, and then they said they constricted the footprint of it, and so we realized we couldn't put the offices there, and we just didn't want to. We want to make them. So what that means is the plans got changed in a way that there's secret rooms at Bayside. I've been there 10 years. I'm still finding rooms. I'm still finding like where are we going to do the baptism class? That one's full. That one's full. I'm like, send out a search team. There's another room. We can find a room in here.
Lincoln. Wow. That's where you've been hiding. Okay.
Yes. And also, 10 years ago's Christmas decorations. That's where you've been hiding.
That's where you let the silhouettes back out.
100%. 100%. They came out of the room and they were there. So that is true. We do have secret rooms. I don't know if there's any money in them.
Rooms.
Everyone gives online now.
My kids will find them.
They give online now. We don't. There's no cash.
That's true.
It's a lot safer.
We pass the buckets, and everyone under 40 looks at them like, "Why is there Kentucky Fried Chicken in this service?"
It's true. It's true.
You know.
And I feel guilty. Like, hey, I feel like when the the bucket comes, I feel like I want to say, we give online.
Yes.
We give online.
Yes.
I don't want to look like I don't tithe. So I'm like, we give online.
Yes.
Can we do that?
There needs to be there needs to be a badge or something. Forget that verse, don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. There ought to be some...
It's like the I voted sticker. I like the I voted sticker.
I'm all in favor
I'll bring this back
supporting that.
I'll bring this back to the team. We'll see how far it gets.
They're going to be like, please stop listening to Amanda and Matt on the Fish and their
Come on, we have great ideas. Trust me. We are installing a hotline to the mayor of Sacramento. We have so many good ideas.
That is okay. That is okay.
Not kidding.
Yeah. I'm sure he's just waiting for the Matt phone call, the Matt bat line.
He is. He appreciates Steinberg likes us.
Yes.
He helped us with our parade. Well, thank you for your time, and we took a ton of it, and I hope we didn't wear you out from talking.
No, not
so
at all.
I really appreciate it.
I would just say, I know Andrew is Matt's favorite, and of the two of you, Amanda, you're my favorite. So I would just like to say that.
All right, I see how it is.
You're second place is a good place, Matt. That's a good place.
I always love it when you talk about.
You know what Jesus said?
What?
He that is last is first.
That's right.
So
it's interesting. Quoting the KJV.
Somehow the stream is now officially over. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Thank you, Fish fam. We love you so much.
All right.